We are live. Welcome to Carlock Confessions. We are back. Super excited. Carlock Confessions is back in session. Welcome to May 29th, 2019. Carlock Confessions. It is looking forward to our show this evening. Hopefully it'll be a great one. Looking forward to getting some people on. Hopefully everybody will come join us tonight for Carlock Confessions. Hopefully you guys have had a great week. It was a very exciting week with the long weekend. We had Memorial Day, which was super great. Hopefully everybody had a safe and fun Memorial Day. I know I did. It was great to spend time with my family. We got some things done around the house. We got some projects started. It was nice to spend time with family. We did a cookout, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully everybody else enjoyed their Memorial Day weekend as well. I know I enjoyed mine. Good always to remember remember what Memorial Day is for, and for the service of our veterans and those who have given their lives for our freedom in this country. Yes, it's great to spend time with family and friends, but that's what Memorial Day is about. So we want to make sure that we definitely remember that. So looks like Renee just popped on. Hi, Renee. I think you had to work tonight. Glad to see you here. Thanks for coming. Really happy that you're on for as long as you can be. I always love when you come and join my show. So thank you so much for being here. Waiting for a couple more people to show up, but very excited to be on again tonight. Carlock Confessions, again, still my dream. Happy to be here and to be doing it. So, and spreading that wonderful love. Thank you so much, Renee. So glad you could come. Thank you for liking the page. If you could share it real quick for me before you end up having to go to work, or if you have a quick second, I'd appreciate that. Still trying to build this community and trying to make sure that we get as many people on to Carlock Confessions as possible so we can get the largest community possible to spread the most positive message we can. So hopefully that'll be good. Thanks so much for popping on, though. I really do appreciate it, Renee. I know you're busy. Don't work too hard, and hopefully it's a fun and easy night for you. So thanks so much for coming. Super excited, though, to be here tonight. Again, Memorial Day, short week. Got my show details up a day late, but that was because I was enjoying the holiday. Hope everybody else did, too. Super excited about the holiday was. It was definitely good. Hoping a couple other people will pop on. We can have a great show tonight, and we will. We've got some great topics. I had a lot of time to kind of plan this a little bit, so hopefully it'll be a good show tonight. I got a great topic to talk about in the news. If you guys were able to see that, the poll question is up as well. We put the poll question up in regards to your favorite cereal, so you can add your own. So if you see it on there, feel free to vote. Or add your own on there in regards to the poll question of the night. I chose Lucky Charms. I love Lucky Charms. Always been one of my favorites as a kid. Of course, who doesn't love marshmallows? And I know that they have new Frosted Flakes Lucky Charms mix out as well. Had that, loved it, ate it so much I actually kind of got sick of it. But that's my favorite one. But there's so many kinds out there, so many different flavors. Fruity Pebbles and Fruit Loops and Corn Pops and Cheerios and Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Reese's Puffs and yada, 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 yada. There's so many. So pop on. Go ahead and put your favorite on there. I'd love if you could do that. That'll be up all week. So as you, if you view this either live right now as we are, or if you view this later on, feel free to go put your opinion on the poll. We'll review that again next week. Speaking of polls, from last week's poll, we had... what was your favorite social media platform? We had 10 people that chose Facebook. We chose Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Those two actually didn't get chosen, which is interesting. That must mean I have a much older crowd on the show that watches the show, because all I know is all the kids do is Instagram and Snapchat. Not too many Twitter people out there, it seems like, so much anymore. I don't hear so much about it. But I was actually really surprised to see no Snapchat. Now, I have Snapchat. I use it from time to time, as we've discussed before, but it's kind of more the kid thing. I hear Facebook's kind of the old person's social media. But anyways, 10 for Facebook, 2 for Instagram, and 0 on the others. I'll leave that poll up for a little while longer, see if anybody wants to respond to it. So if you haven't done that poll yet, feel free to do so. They'll stay on the page for a little while, and I'll continue to go back and take a look at those. So All right, so that's it. The poll question again of the night: what is your favorite cereal? Feel free to add your own. Again, there's Frankenberry and Boo Berry and Count Chocula. Those are some classics from back in the day. Cookie Crunch. There's so many good cereals. I love eating cereal. I've kind of stepped away from eating cereal because I would eat it all the time. Big cereal eater, but yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So make sure you get on the poll and do it. Come on. All right, do the poll for the night. I would love to. Hi, Andrea. Thanks for joining us tonight. Welcome to the show, Carlock Confessions. Show I do every Wednesday. I'm sure glad you're here. Thanks for coming. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay and the video's coming through well. And if you could share this with your friends, like and share the page, please. I'd really appreciate it. Let's continue to grow this community for a positive vibe that we're going to send out. So that's what this show is all about, is spreading positiveness, talking about some hot button questions, kind of a safe place for us to share and talk and open up. So that's the show. So poll question we've covered. I'm trying to get a couple more people on. Looks like Christy just popped on. Hi, Christy. Thanks so much for joining the show tonight. So glad that you're here. Again, give me a thumbs up or hello in the chat. I can see the chat on my computer here, so if you feel free to join in on the show, we will go ahead and be reading chat as the show goes on, and you guys can go ahead and add your comments and your opinions and be part of the show. That's the one thing I like about this show, is that everybody who comes and joins the live show can be a part of the show. And I do completely and utterly encourage conversation within the show in chat, so that way you guys can get to know each other as well, and we can kind of spread that positive vibe. So I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you for coming. Again, thumbs up. Feel free to like the page, the group, and share this video right now so we can get as many viewers as possible. I'd really appreciate that. But welcome, Andrea and Christy. Thank you so much for coming. It's great to see some new faces here, so thank you. All right, so again, the poll question of the night is up currently, so if you haven't had a chance to do that, it is about cereal this week. Last week was about social media platforms. If you guys noticed, I did post on Tuesday the details for the show this week. On there, I left a little article about in the news. This is a segment I do on the show every week. I'll post a topic in the news or a news article that we can discuss, or that will lead into a topic of things that I want to bring up on the show. This week, let's get right into it in regards to in the news, because it's kind of a big deal this week. May is coming to a close, but May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I want to put that out there. I don't think it's advertised enough. I didn't realize May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Not until I read this article that I posted in regards to Michael Phelps. If you saw it, it's on the page. If you didn't, it's there. It's a very short, quick article. The reason why I posted it is because it's about the topic I want to talk about tonight. The article was titled "Michael Phelps Details Struggles with Anxiety and Depression on Twitter." So Michael Phelps took the time to post about his depression and anxiety issues that he's dealt with on Twitter. It did bring up a little bit of awareness in regards to mental health, which was great. What I appreciate about this is the fact that somebody who is a athletic star who's been out there, who's kind of a well-known athlete, is speaking up about mental health and mental awareness, which is great, and that he has had his own struggles with depression and anxiety. And it's important for, figures out there who are out in the public eye to kind of bring this stuff up, to bring it to light. So the article itself just brought it up about how he had his own battle a bit with depression and anxiety, even during some of the peaks of his career. So I did a little more research in regards to mental health and awareness, in regards to some statistics and things. And I want to put it out there right now. All of my facts are from the ISC Susan Dwork Peck School of Social Work, part of their research. And that is where my facts have come from. So you can fact check me if you like. But some of the facts that I found about mental health and awareness in regards to it is 1 in 5 Americans have experienced some form of illness in regards to mental illness, with 1 in 25 experiencing serious mental illness. This is kind of a big deal right now. If everybody's kind of watched the news over the last year or two, like the media is blown up in regards to the rate of suicide and covering suicides and you know, suicide rates with in Hollywood and with stars. And this is always something that's been around, but it seems to be something that's occurring a lot more and more. And you know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I think we need to bring more awareness to this. Seems to be like such a touchy subject. I'll fully admit I've had my own times where I've had depression and where I've had thoughts of taking my life at times, which is I'm not proud to say, but I have, and you know, these facts resonate with me, and the fact that 1 in 5 Americans actually experience this stuff, and which means somebody in your close family or friends have all had some sort of mental illness or issue or anxiety or depression at one point or another. So so if you guys, I feel free to start talking in chat if you like. I can see chat, so if you're here and you have any comments about some of the things that we're talking about, I'd appreciate it if you added your comments in. I'd love to hear from you. Another fact I found, suicide accounts for over 800,000 deaths globally each year. And within that 800,000, 41,000 of those are in the U.S. alone. Man, that's a very, very large number. And I know this is kind of a hot button topic. It can be a tough topic because anybody viewing this who's either online or is going to view this later may know somebody who's been or has done something like this or has attempted to take their life or has taken their life. And it can be a very tough topic to talk about, but awareness really is key. And making sure that we bring up awareness in regards to this kind of stuff is really is super important. So please, again, feel free to join in. Give me a thumbs up. Type something in the chat so I know you're here. A simple hi would be good, just so I know my audio is coming through well and that you guys are on with the chat with me, okay? Again, we're talking about in the news, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and the article I posted in regards to Michael Phelps coming out and talking about his own anxiety and depression. Again, the facts, you know, suicide is the second leading cause of death worldwide for 15 to 29-year-old people, Americans and people in general, worldwide. Second leading cause of death, suicide. People are feeling they're taking their own life is heartbreaking. That we're not here to help lift each other up past these things. So Renee chimes in. Thank you, Renee. Definitely not well known. I have a brother with mental illness, so I appreciate that. And a daughter who struggles. Yes, and that's the part that kills me is the kids. I have 2 kids who each have very good friends who are dealing with it as well. Yes, you know, Renee's part of my inner circle as well in regards to the kids and things like that. And it is scary to think about the kids and how they're going through this as well and can be and all of that. And this is partly why I want us as advocates of Carlock Confessions and as a positive vibe and group and a community here as we grow. I want us to help bring this kind of awareness and positive vibe to each other and be there to support one another and to be able to maybe help bring awareness in regards to these types of things. Suicide is such a real factor and never talked about. We have comedians and actors and singers and people in Hollywood who have tons of money and access to therapists and doctors and hospitals who aren't even seeking the help. And another fact I found was 70 to 90% of people who seek proper treatment for mental health disorders witness a significant reduction in symptoms. So if people actually take the time and understand and feel comfortable and are encouraged to take the time to seek help, there's significant change there by doing so. I mean, think about out of the 41,000 in the U.S. alone annually who take their lives, how many of those could we save if we just brought more awareness about mental health and anxiety and depression out there? So it's really a hot button topic. It is out there. It's not talked about enough. It's something that I feel like Carlock Confessions and the community that is here can help with. And if we start to bring some awareness to it to others, maybe we can help maybe save a life or help somebody in their state of depression or anxiety, help to either go seek help or help them themselves. And this is part of the message that I like to spread. I mean, as simple of a smile can change somebody's day. sometimes that could save somebody's life. Maybe you don't even know that, and it can trickle down that small. So I want everybody to kind of understand this is a really great topic. It's something that kind of hits home for me and is dear to my heart a bit, and things that I think that we can do as a community and help with. So many factors can lead to mental illness, like genetics, physical illness or injury, and traumatic life experiences. Now, we all know somebody who could fall within those realms. Our kids can fall within those realms. Our kids play sports. There's pressure at times about sports that can cause some anxiety. There's school and education, and there's a balance there, and it's kind of tough to find out where that balance is, but we need to make sure that we're advocating about mental health and the awareness of mental health and making sure that we're checking on that and doing our part to help. So I commend Michael Phelps for putting it out there on social media and going out there and talking about his own mental health. Again, even during his career, somebody who's made a lot of money in endorsements and is a public figure and kids will look up to him. He too has struggled. And a struggle with mental illness is something that I've dealt with. I've had depression at times. Again, I've had thoughts at times. Things like that. So I can totally relate with this. 20% of youth have mental health conditions. So 20% of our youth and the children among us have mental health conditions, with 1 in 10 young people having experienced a period of major depression. Our kids, my kids right now, are getting to an age where this is starting and can become more of an issue. As they transition into high school and become more into high school, I was depressed in high school. I had a hard time in high school and had a period of depression in high school, I remember. And with suicide being so publicized and in the media these days, yet they're not really bringing awareness to mental health and how to help that, I think it starts to glorify it a little bit, and I'm afraid that's going to get into the youth's head like this is something they can do. And I'd like to go back to making sure that they realize that is not the option, that this is not a healthy option. Those aren't healthy thoughts, and we are here to help and fix that. So I kind of want to put that charge out there for Carlock Confession members and followers as this group continues to grow. And as you see this video and as we're watching live, that we need to make sure that we are taking care of one another, and that we have breast cancer awareness month, which gets a ton of hype out there, gets a lot of, and I love it. I love breast cancer awareness month. I love that there's so much hype, and I love that there's the pink ribbons and all that thing is everywhere, but you don't see the green ribbons for mental health awareness month in May. You don't see the fundraisers and people talking about it as much as they do about these other types of areas and conditions and diseases. And if it's the second leading cause of death worldwide, suicide, which is part of mental health and illness and anxiety, why are we not bringing more awareness about it in the media? Why is it not being talked about more? Why is it not being, funds being raised for this? Why is this not something that we have something or places readily available for people to go to and talk to therapists and have a safe area to go if they're thinking about suicide? Now, I know there's hotlines out there and all of that kind of stuff, but accessibility, safety, take it from somebody who's had depression, take it from somebody who's dealt with thoughts of suicide. Having an outlet, having someone to go to, having a place to go to, having somewhere to think about or talk about or be at, just to kind of escape for a moment from all of that is so helpful and beneficial. And I think we need to be more aware as people and in the media and kind of charge our Hollywood and public figures to come out more, like Michael Phelps has, to show that it is something that is out there. People are struggling with, even people in Hollywood who have money and access to therapists and doctors, and that there's ways to get help. And there are people who care. And there are people who've been through this that you can talk to, and you're not alone. So many times with depression, I felt alone. That was internal, external sometimes, and thoughts of suicide was internal. So those are things that we need to create safe zones for, and we want to bring awareness to. So if you agree, please let me know. If this is something that you knew, May was Mental Health Awareness Month, please tell me and let me know in chat. I can see the chat, so make sure you guys are chiming in. Hopefully you guys appreciate and are thinking about this topic as well. It's Carlock Confessions. I want to make sure that every member it can help contribute, and if you can, great, that'd be awesome. Just want to bring more awareness to it. I thought it was a great little article. It was great to bring it out in the media. So if you guys can give me a thumbs up if you agree or if you like the topic, feel free to make comments in chat if you're here. And again, the facts that I got are from the ISC Susan Dworak Peck School of Social Work is where my facts are from. So if you want to fact check or go take a look, please, I ask that you take a look at it. And if you do, if you're interested in learning more, there's of course many links and things on the internet to learn about mental illness and how we can help. Okay, so please feel free to chime in and talk with me about it. What you guys think. Again, these facts blow my mind. Again, factors, mental illness like genetics, physical illness or injury, and traumatic life experiences. Like I said, everybody we know could probably fall within some sort of that category who could possibly be experiencing some sort of depression or mental illness, anxiety. And we want to be there for them. We want to help them. Again, the kids are who I think about the most. I know that changes for kids can be difficult. Growing up, going to high school, or changes in schools, transitioning from, different grades. And, as we grow, it's hard to find our place, and depression can easily set in. Like I said, I experienced it myself. That's a personal confession. I experienced it myself when I was a kid. When I was in high school, I was depressed a lot. And, I had my bouts. Mental depression can be something that is genetic. I believe there is a history of it in my family. And, we got to be aware of this. And, it's not talked about enough, which is why I wanted to bring it up on Carlock Confessions in regards to our topic in the news tonight. Get it out there a little bit. Hopefully you guys as members will help lead that charge and start bringing a little more awareness. Now, I know it's the end of the month of May. I should have done this probably sooner in May. But this article reminded me as well. And I thought, we haven't done that yet. I haven't been doing the show very long. But this is a great topic, and it's something that's near and dear to my heart. So hopefully you guys agree, and somebody as well who might be able to need some help. Some great facts out there, some great links, and some great places for people to go if they're having issues, or if you think they're having issues. As part of bringing that positive vibe and trying to help people and being caring, if you think somebody has depression or anxiety and needs help, do not hesitate offering a hand or to help, or a shoulder or an ear or time or energy, because you could save a life. And it's important, and it's tough, and it's hard to talk about clearly. Not enough people are talking about it, so I want to make sure that we bring that awareness out. So again, thumbs up, or let me know in chat if you guys agree, or if you have anything you'd like to share in regards to mental health and awareness. I'd really appreciate that. Let's see here, some of the chat that's come in. All right, let's go to chat here real quick. Andrea, I can't really even watch the news. I gotcha. That's great. I like that. Sleep podcast. That's good. Sorry to hear, Renee, that you had a child friend as well who attempted multiple times. It is out there. That's hard to hear, because again, everybody knows somebody who's kind of been through this. It seems like the news is so depressing. I know we don't really watch the news in my house. I catch a bit of it on Facebook and throughout the day sometimes as they come in, but it's hard to watch the news. It is depressing, especially for children. I don't like children watching the news, all that kind of stuff. So Oreos, thank you, Holly, for adding that in. That was great. Jen, thanks for joining. I'm so glad you guys are here tonight. Everybody who's joined in, thank you. Holly says, mental illness has such a stigma. Yep, children will often say they have a stomach ache if they have anxiety, which is very true. That is one of the things I also did read. You have to see the signs in regards to kids and how they respond to anxiety. It is better when treated, and we do need to kind of push for that. So I want to bring up the question of the night. It's time for the question of the night. since we've talked about this topic, and I really want you guys to start weighing in on this as well, okay, if you can. What steps do you think schools and parents and, should take or should be taking to help recognize and educate young men and women of today to help combat with depression and mental illness? And I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on this. Again, I'll read the question again. Question of the night: what steps do you think schools and parents should be taking to help recognize and educate the young men and women of today to help combat with depression and mental illness? So I want your guys' opinion now, and that's what the question of the night is about. So I want you to do it. Please come on in. It would be fun. I really want your guys' opinion to come and chime in. I really appreciate that you guys are here. It's such an important topic that's not discussed enough. So, Kara, my wife, chimes in. Also, even if you have an HMO, health insurance, mental illness is completely different than other physician referrals. You do not have to see your PCP or family doctor to see a therapist. That's great advice. Thank you so much. You can literally call yourself and just go without anyone else knowing, which is true. And not a lot of people know that. A lot of people don't want to say to their doctor, I have depression or I have mental illness. And it is tough. It's scary. And the key here is to take that fear away. So again, that leads right into my question of the night. What steps do you think schools and parents and anybody else should be taking to help recognize and educate the young men and women of today to help combat with depression and mental illness? So please come and weigh in on this. It is a very serious topic. I don't want to hear crickets. Hopefully you guys will chime in here on the chat and let me know what you guys think, because one of the things I think is we need to start making it more aware in schools. I know there's so much education that needs to happen in school. They need to teach these kids so many things in such a short period of time. They're constantly adding to the education and the curriculum that's required for kids to learn. But taking time out to do things like MEEP and testing and all of that is important. But I think things like mental illness being the second leading cause of death worldwide between 15 and 29-year-olds, we need to do a better job as they're young and getting older, that mental illness is something that does happen. It is a lot more common, that we need to be able to recognize it, diagnose it, and offer help for it, easily accessible and safe. So kids start to find that is a way to go if they're feeling and having issues with that, instead of the way that it seems to be going now, which is suicide. And again, a hot button topic. Please, guys, weigh in. Let me know what you guys think, what should be happening. I really do think we should designate a week, or at least a week in school, or if not more. I think it should start at a young age in regards to talking about health illnesses and depression and things that come up. But please weigh in. It's your time now in regards to the question of the night and what you guys think in regards to how we combat with depression and mental illness in school and educating our young men and women of today. What's the best ways we can probably do that? What is your guys' opinion? I'd love to hear from you. So if you guys have any ideas or opinions, let me know. Now's the time to chime in. But it is a super important topic. Insurance is a key. Sometimes, kids have a hard time wanting to talk to their parents about it. Depression makes you want to kind of stay closed. I take that from personal experience. We need to help recognize it and start creating safe passages and ways for people to be able to express that they're feeling depression and anxiety. I know there's things out there. There's suicide hotlines. There's hotlines for this, that, and the other. But now's the time for you guys to weigh in. Please come on in. We can kind of add this right into our open discussion as well, because it is that time right now. Can't believe how fast time is going. It is the time for open discussion as well and for questions in chat. So if anybody has anything that they're struggling with themselves, or has anything they want to bring up or discuss that they had for the weekend or the week, or anything that you guys are thinking or wanting to put out there that the Car Lot Confessions community can help with, now's the time to do so. I'm opening the show up to you guys as well during this time for you to be able to discuss any topic, not just the topic that we discussed in the news or the question of the night, but any topic at all in regards to anything that's going on with you. Now is like the advice section in time. If you guys have any questions or concerns in regards to your life or what's going on, or anything positive as well, if you guys want to bring up anything positive that's been going on, I'd love to hear it. Jen chimes in. I love it. Jen, thank you. Teachers and such need to be educated first. That is very true. And that could be very much where the problem lies at, is that we aren't educating the people who have contact with our children and other children enough about mental illness and health and awareness. And maybe because they're uneducated, that they're having a hard time being able to educate the children as well. So thank you, Jen. That is a great point that you make. Thank you so much. So with that said, yeah, I mean, that's one of the things we definitely need to do is make sure that everybody is educated. Talk to our kids about it. Thank you, Renee, for chiming in. Yeah, we do need to talk to our kids about it and not be afraid to talk to our kids about it. We need to make sure that we are recognizing the signs of possible anxiety and depression with our children as well. Kids removing themselves or doing things differently or acting differently, closing themselves off to things they didn't before, or large or strange transitions that they make in their personality could be signs of depression and anxiety. Parents sometimes don't want to think that their kids may have that problem. I have seen parents at times, and I know this is very real, that they just like to hope or wish that everything is fine and not assume or not want something to be wrong, so they avoid it. And avoiding can be part of the problem. So Renee continues, talk about it with your kids. Admit if a family member has mental health issues, bringing it up correct that it is in the family makes things a little bit easier as well, that there is a history of it. And we as parents need to learn the signs and symptoms and address it. Exactly. Don't be embarrassed if our kid has an issue. Exactly. Renee, that's exactly what I'm trying to say, and thank you for putting that out there. We as parents have to be responsible for our children as well. We do have to recognize if there is a change in our children, we need to not ignore it. Good, bad, or indifferent, there has to be education in regards to that. We have to be able to recognize those things and confront them, as hard as they may be. So good news is our basketball court has gone in. B is ready for some basketball with you and the boys. Can't wait to play basketball with the boys. That'll be great. I'm excited to come over and do it. We'll have to do that soon, especially with the weather warming up and looking good. So Jen chimed in and says, you're right. No topic should be off limits. That's right. You should be able to talk to your kids about everything. You really should, even if it is or isn't. So super excited. I'm glad this is a great topic. Thank you so much for everybody chiming in. Holly, thank you for being here and adding to as well. Jen, I hope you're enjoying the show. Everybody's enjoying the show. Thank you for being a part of Car Lot Confessions. If you guys, part of the awareness of this as well is liking and sharing this video right now. If you could share this as we're live, we can try to get some more viewers on and spread the message about mental health and awareness as well. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could do that. So share the video right now and see if we can get some more viewers on. That would be great. Holly chimes in. There's also an outreach places if someone is in the abusive relationship. Saginaw has an underground railroad. Owasso has the Safe Center and free family counseling. There are places. The key to this is, and thank you for sharing that, Holly, the key to this is does everybody know that? And I don't feel like, again, there's enough awareness out there about what's available. So we, as Car Lot Confession followers and viewers, I think I want to charge everyone to kind of help spread that message. And that's partly by maybe liking and sharing this video as well, so it gets out there a little more, but also spreading that out there and kind of being aware and looking at our kids that we see around the neighborhood and our friends of our children and things like that. You know, it takes a village to kind of raise kids and kind of watch all this stuff. And, you know, no topics off limits. We all watch each other's kids and take care of them, and we got to continue to do that. So I applaud you all. Thank you so much, guys, for chiming in. I really do appreciate it. That really is kind of the key here in regards to all of it, is making sure that we're all a part of this. So again, share, like, and like the page and share it. And let's see if we can get as many people to view this one video to maybe get the awareness out there, which I'd really appreciate. So I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you. One more applause for everyone. I love it. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you chiming in. So it's a good discussion to be talking about. So, all right. So with that, if you guys have anything else to add, please put it in chats. With open discussion and things like that, I wanted to share a quick story. I have a coworker of mine during my day job told me a story the other day, and I wanted to bring it up on the show today. I told her I was going to. The story is she shared with me. She spent some time in Miami, and she was down there with some family and friends, and she was spending some time, and they were down on the water. And I've never been to Miami, but the way she was describing it was very interesting to me. She witnessed a homeless man that was living down there. She could tell. And down in Miami, down by the beach, they have the public showers where you can rinse off from being in the water and things like that. And she watched this guy for a few minutes, and she watched him, go kind of shower up a little bit, and clean himself up. He had his swim trunks on or whatever it was, and he showered up a bit and got his soap and did that from his things, and and then he put on some new clothes after he'd freshened up and stuff, and there was music, so he was dancing, and there was this music. There's a club across the street from the showers and from the beach and stuff, and he was dancing this whole time, really enjoying himself in the shower and just kind of hanging out, and just seemed really happy. And then when he was done, he kind of took his stuff and kind of went over by the club and was dancing, and she watched this guy, and she was amazed. This guy is homeless. She could tell he was homeless. But in a sense, he was also living his best life. And when she told me this story, it kind of resonated with me a little bit, and I hope you guys are enjoying the story a little bit too. But what it did was it made me realize that no matter the situation, no matter what you're going through, and again, this is part of the mental wellness thing and all that stuff, no matter what you're going through, though, the key is to try to appreciate what it is you have and make the best of everything you got. And that's what she took away from it, and what we talked about when she was telling me the story was about, just appreciating what you have at times and taking a step back and enjoying that, and just making the best of whatever it is, whatever everything is. And that we have such a hard time doing that because we have goals, and having goals is great, and having aspirations to meet those goals is fantastic, and I think everybody should, and I want to promote that. But also being appreciative and enjoying the moment and what you have now. And again, living the best life. The guy was homeless, trying to enjoy every minute in this club, doesn't have a thing in the world. Of course, he's in Miami. How can you not be happy in Miami, I guess? I've never been there, but I hear it's beautiful. But it was just a really great story, and she shared it with me, and I thought I would really like to, during open discussion, if nobody was kind of in there, that I would share this story about this guy. It just kind of resonated with me about making sure, again, that we're, enjoying the moment, making the best of every situation, and of course, appreciating what it is we have. So that's my little story during open discussion here that I was going to share. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you can, that would be great. So I know that you guys are here and everything's still coming through great. I'm so happy to have everybody on Carlock Confessions tonight. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show as well. I'm loving it. So hopefully everybody else is. Happy to be here. And of course, I'm going to take that advice right now as well and enjoy every single moment and exactly what I have right here. I'm so happy to have Carlock Confessions and to have you guys on with me. So hopefully you guys are too. Thank you so much for sending the love and the hearts. I really appreciate that. All right. So that brings us to what I like to do in part of the show. One of the best parts of the show that I love the most is the weekly challenge. So it's time for the weekly challenge. Weekly challenge. We're going to start off with a review from last time's weekly challenge. If you guys remember or watched the shows, 2 weeks ago, we had the review or the challenge was compliment yourself every day. I told you I'd bring that back up on this show on last week's show because during that show there wasn't many viewers, and then I didn't get a whole lot of responses about if people accepted that challenge. I did. It changed my week completely. It's something that actually I've carried on doing. As I put my tie on every morning in the mirror, I've been looking at myself and giving myself a compliment every single day to try to help lift my day as I get started. So that's a challenge that I've continued to do. So hopefully you guys did too. If you guys have taken on that challenge and weren't able to be here last week, or would like to comment about that challenge and how that's helped you, please do so in chat. I'd love to hear it. Last week's actual challenge, though, if you watched the show and you were here, which was a great show last week, the challenge was do something outside your comfort zone. Challenge yourself and reap the success from it. It can be big or small, but do something that you normally wouldn't do that will bring positive change to you or someone else. That was the challenge from last week. Hopefully you guys accepted that challenge as well, and I'd love to hear if you did and what you did to step outside your comfort zone. I'm going to share mine real quick. I requested through my other job, my day job, to go to a conference to do some training through work to better myself and better myself in my position. It's not something I usually do. I don't usually make the request to go on conferences or to go travel or go, because, as much as it may seem, it does make me a little nervous to go to these things. Social networking, meeting new people can always be a little nerve-wracking in general. As much as you think I love being in front of a crowd, that's not always the case. But I did request it, and the good news is I did get it approved, and I am going to be going to a conference towards the end of June for my work. But that was a little outside my comfort zone, and I'm really glad that I did it, actually. It showed not only to myself, but to my bosses and the people above me that I want to grow and that I want to do more and be better at what I do. And you can never stop learning. So that's what I did for the challenge. I'd love to hear if you guys accepted the challenge, if anybody took that one on. Big or small, if you stepped outside your comfort zone, I would love to hear about it. And if it's brought some positive change or anything like that, please let me know. I'd love to hear about it in the chat. I'm sure everybody else would too. But let me hear about your guys' things like that if you guys took on the challenge. I hope you guys like this segment. I love this segment of the show. The weekly challenge is one of my favorites. It challenges me, and I think it's great and helps get you guys involved in the show. And it challenges you guys, hopefully, to bring some positiveness to you guys as well. So Renee says she took the challenge but can't say what it is yet. That's okay. Not a problem. I look forward to hearing about it in the future. Please promise me, Renee, that if you guys, when you can tell us that you will, because I love to hear how the challenge came for you and how it worked out. So thank you so much, though. I'm so glad you guys accepted it. And even if you just accepted it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. So at least I know people accepted the challenge. Because, again, this is my favorite segment, I think, of the show itself. And I just like to, we are always so busy and we don't always have enough time to try to make positive change or bring positiveness to each other and our friends and family and all that kind of stuff. So please, definitely, I love this part of the show. So Kara says, I did too, but it's hush-hush for now, which we can do that. I'm okay with it. This is a total safe area. We can circle back in a few weeks, and I think I'm going to do that. On the show, I think I'm going to circle back in 1 to 2 weeks to see if people can continue to share. I'll leave this on as part of the updates for weekly challenges, so that way we can continue to see who can help me out. So I appreciate that. Look forward to hearing from it, Renee. Very much looking forward to hearing when you can share. Same with you, Kara Ray. I look forward to being able to share all that. So thank you so much for contributing. And again, this is my favorite part of the show is the weekly challenge. Speaking of which, it is now for this week's weekly challenge, and this week's weekly challenge is I want everybody to write a positive note and leave it for someone to find. You can put it on a car, in a book, in someone's desk or a mailbox, somewhere where someone can find this positive note. This won't take very long. It's super easy. You can do it on a Post-it note. You can do it on a half a sheet of paper or a little note somewhere. But put it somewhere where somebody will find that you don't know. It would be great if it's somebody you don't know. If it's somebody you do know, that's okay too. But the point here in the challenge that I want to put out there is I want to try to spread positiveness to people who are not expecting it. And to leave a note for someone to find is kind of just that fun little way of trying to brighten somebody's day. And you won't even know when it happens because you may not be around when they see it. I know doing this at work or at school is something that you can do. And it only takes a minute to do it, But how I want to reflect on this next week is I want everybody to chime in on how it made you feel. So next week when we do the review in regards to the weekly challenge, I'm going to ask you guys to let me know how you felt writing the note and how it made you feel leaving the note. And did you think back on leaving that note? Who might have found it? Because that's part of the curiosity of all this as well. And kind of bringing that positive vibe is to, is sharing that kind of stuff. So I hope you guys like the challenge. If you do, again, give me a thumbs up or a happy face, or let me know if you guys like it and accept the challenge. I'm hoping you guys do it. I hope you guys do it. And I'm hoping everybody will say that next week. Again, the challenge for the week, which I'm super excited about. This one's a good, easy one for everybody to do. Write a positive note and leave it for someone to find. Can put it on a card, in a book, or in someone's desk, or a mailbox, or leave it on at a coworker's desk or something like that without them knowing. But just leave a positive note for somebody and bring some positiveness to their day randomly. And that's kind of the key. And next week we'll talk about this and if you did it, and how it made you feel, and if you were able to see the response or not, or if you didn't, did you think about it, that kind of stuff. So that's the weekly challenge of the week. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I'm excited about it, and I am definitely accepting this challenge myself. So hopefully you guys will too. And anybody who watches this video after today as well, hopefully you will accept the challenge. And I would love to hear your guys' comments on the Carlock Confessions group site. Please feel free to post there, guys. You guys have posting capabilities. So if you find anything positive throughout the week, as you scroll through Facebook or Instagram or whatever social media you use, all that stuff is interlinked nowadays, so you can just post that on the Carlock Confessions site. I'd love to see it. I'd love to know if you guys are viewing it, and hopefully that Carlock Confessions group site is helping brighten everybody's day. So thank you. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. I sure am. I'm super excited to have you guys here. Thank you again. If you guys like the show, please like the current video right now that's live. Share it with your friends right now. See if we can get some more people on before the end of the show. And make sure you click on the 3 dots in the right-hand corner. Go ahead and click on the bell. What that's going to do is turn on notifications for you so you know every time I go live, so you don't miss a single episode of Carlock Confessions. Because God knows I love Carlock Confessions. I hope you guys do too. So, again, feel free to chime in here if you guys have anything that you want to say in regards to the challenge, but hopefully you guys accept it. I do. Again, I want the kids, spread this. I hope you can spread this challenge to everybody you know. Kara says we should have the kids do this on a Post-it and put it in their library books for future readers. I love it. That's exactly the challenge I want to have happen. So I absolutely agree. We should spread the message to your kids, see if they want to spread the positive message as well, have them write little notes. The school year is coming to an end. Might not even be found until next year, which would even be cool too. And again, you never know, but that message could send the right positive message and put a smile on somebody's face when they most need it the most. So again, that's the challenge of the week. Hopefully you guys like it. Again, send me a thumbs up if you guys like it. If you think the challenge is good this week, and I look forward to discussing it next week about the challenge and talking about how it made you feel. And if anybody else got involved, like the kids or anything like that. So, all right. So that's the challenge of the week. It is my favorite one, but make sure you guys do it. All right. So finally, the last segment or so that I want to get to in regards to the show. We have about 12 minutes left of the show tonight. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the show. Thank you for the thumbs up and the love in the chat. I love it. I appreciate it, guys. You guys are great support for me, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys being here. So this is the segment of the show where I do a personal confession. It can be a positive personal recap or a positive quote for the week. This is, I'm going to kind of give a little self-confession here in regards to it. This is what I teased a little bit. But self-awareness. This is something I want to confess, and how important self-awareness is, and taking the time and stop and having self-awareness about who you are. It can help. And self-awareness can be anything about analyzing yourself, looking internally, thinking about the things that you do, the things that you say, being mindful about yourself is really important. And I had my own kind of self-awareness and realization this past week. And it can help with problems in your life and bring meaning to reoccurring issues that you seem to face. If you're not finding solutions to problems that you're continuously having or things that you see to be a problem, self-awareness can be a good way to help kind of bring some clarity to that. Often or not, so often that we are able to point the finger. It's so much easier to point the finger when there's a problem or an issue or something that we're dealing with internally or externally. It's easier to point the finger than to look inside and kind of point the finger back at yourself. Being able to do that is a seriously good mental skill. Being able to look yourself in the mirror and know that you're contributing and that, you know, to be self-aware and mindful can help solve whatever's going on, not even internally or externally. Again, my self-confession here is I had my own self-awareness this week. I have my own issues that I deal with at home and as an adult and as a person, and that I realize that I need to stop and continuously realize that I need to better myself as well, and I need to do a better job of the type of person I am. So I am confessing that I am someone who also needs to do this. I am a child. I'm a 38-year-old young boy in mind, and sometimes I act extremely childish. And I need to be more self-aware of that and realize that that's not healthy for the people around me and in my life. And I want to do a better job. I want to do a better job for myself. I want to do a better job for the people that I care about and love. And I want to do a better job to make sure that I'm a better person for the people that rely on me and care about me. So that's my confession for the week, to be self-aware. Hopefully you guys understand and agree. If you do, I appreciate that, and let me know. Again, give me a thumbs up if you guys understand about self-awareness and mindfulness. But it can really help with problems in your life and anything that may be reoccurring problems. It's always good to internally look at yourself when those reoccurring problems happen and kind of help self-aware and self-assess what might be your contribution to that. Not everybody does that. It's not always easy to do that kind of stuff. But if you can, you'll find some peace in it, because I have, and I hope you do too. So let me know what you guys think. Again, I'm open to your guys' suggestions and to your guys' advice always. That's my confession for the week, though. Self-awareness. I'm a child inside and out sometimes, and I need to do a better job of that. I need to be a better adult. I need to think more clear. I need to make sure that my actions are responsible. So I am self-aware of my issues, and I'm always trying to better myself. So tell me what you guys think. Self-awareness as well. Any advice you guys have, please feel free to let me know. But I always want to be a better person for my family, better person for this community, better person for the people that rely on me, for my kids, my family, my friends, and everything I do. So thank you so much, everybody who's here and who's been here for Carlock Confessions. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it as well. Kara chimes in, everyone needs to be self-aware. No one is perfect. Everyone can grow. That is true. Adulting is so hard. I think that's why they make alcohol, but that's not a solution by any means. It's a joke. Not a good one, but it was a joke. I know, I got crickets on that. Not very funny. No, but seriously, though, adulting is hard, and there's no manual for parenting or adulting or any of that stuff, and we can't always grow, and I want to continue to try to grow to be a better man, a better husband, a better father, a better coach, a better influencer, a better role model, a better worker, a better co-worker. We can always do that. And again, we always get caught up in the problems that are now and the things that we're facing and the stuff we got to do. And I guess my confession is to help myself, which I've been doing, and maybe help others in realizing that taking a moment and self-assessing and being self-aware, being mindful of ourselves can help with anything that you have going on, and can help you in that path of trying to better yourself in any area that you would like or try to do so. So that's what I've been doing. I will 100% fully admit to it. I will confess that I need to do a better job, and I'm going to. I'm going to do everything I can to do that because that is exactly the type of person I want to be and the message I want to send through this show. So hopefully you guys agree. Man-child jokes are killing me to hold inside right now. You do not have to hold your man jokes inside. I'm not very funny, but you are. So if you want to put your jokes on the chat, please do so because we can all use a good laugh. And you know what, honey? You can even do it at my expense. I'm okay with that. So, love my air horn. All right, guys. So that is that's my confession. Hopefully you guys agree and let me know what you guys think. But that's the show for the week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Carlock Confessions this week. I enjoyed Carlock Confessions. It's been absolutely a fantastic week. I'm so excited. Another show. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you guys can share and like the page and share the video right now, share Carlock Confessions, get your friends and family on here, people that I may not be connected with, but could definitely use a positive place to come see a show and be a part of, who would love to be a part of the show maybe. Let them know that we're here and we exist. The best way to grow this community is through you guys, and I can't wait to see this community grow. So thank you so much again for being here. I'm so excited that you guys were. I couldn't ask for a better community and group of people to start off. So again, thank you so much for being here tonight. Share and like the page. Make sure you guys hit the notification button so you know every time that I go live. I applaud you. I'm so glad. Great show tonight. Thank you so much, guys. It was a great show. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. Have a great night. From Carlock Confessions, I'm Frank Fanzoni. Have a great evening.